I'm looking for the mermaid tail. What's up with all the flowers today?
I thought we were doing live.
I don't know. They're
What's
gorgeous
going
though.
on?
Check them out.
They are beautiful.
Oh
You
my
guys,
gosh.
we're doing
Sunflowers
live with
and
flowers?
hydrangeas.
Hey,
Oh, what?
my niece is getting married today. And it's
Today?
raining. Yeah,
Today?
it's raining outside, and so we are going to create a flea market wedding because I was on a budget. I bought all of these flowers for only $100 for 2 buckets.
No way.
Wow.
Because I got them wholesale, but we
These are
don't.
beautiful.
I don't
Oh my
have. I have to make
I
all
don't think
these
they've seen these.
centerpieces, and I don't have. I
I'm
ran
trying
out
to-
of money.
Well, we'll help you.
What are we going to put the flowers in?
Oh, mason jars. We love mason jars. We use
Mason
them for
jars?
everything.
Can we paint glass?
Absolutely.
We can paint glass
Sure.
with DIY paint?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we totally can. Okay, so we are gonna, hey everybody, welcome to this special edition of Flea Market Friday because my niece Ellie is getting married today.
Yay!
And we're gonna paint mason jars and just try and come up with decor here at the store because it's a really tight budget. She is only 19 years old and I'm having issues with that, but like
No,
some
it's
people
so
get married.
romantic.
Yeah.
Fiona's
So
here from
it is.
Australia. I'm going to be reading comments
Yeah.
because we are down one person.
Yes, my
Yes.
sister is not here because
Because
she's helping Ellie get ready for
She
the
is.
wedding.
Her daughter's
At the
getting
wedding.
married.
And
Daughter.
they asked me to do the flowers because I used to be a wedding florist like back in my past life. I don't know if
I
you guys
didn't
know
know that until recently.
Yeah.
I saw you mention that.
So
I heard you mention that.
So it's a super tight budget, and so we're gonna use mason jars. We're gonna paint them. We're gonna put flowers in them. The theme of her wedding is yellow and aqua. Sunflowers are her main flower, and it's very boho. So she wants it totally with the flea market vibe. So if you guys have ideas, let us know because I've got a whole store full of fancy junk, and I think we can just do it on the fly.
Super fancy junk and materials.
And Melissa, I don't know if you know, she paints beautiful flowers. So we have a window
Mm-hmm.
that you're gonna paint a big sunflower on and put their wedding date and their names.
Right.
They're
In their colors. So
Yeah.
sunflowers are their colors, yellow.
yes.
And the theme and aqua. So we're choosing like a mermaid tail paint.
Yes.
That's gonna go.
Blue
Maybe we'll mix
iris,
in
fire
some
starter.
blue iris.
Yes, we're gonna use all the new bright colors.
Liquid
and
sunshine.
Ellie's so excited. I was like, "Are you happy about changing your name?" And she said, "Yes." She goes, "I'm sick." Her last name is Arnold, and she goes, "I'm going from Arnold to Flores," and she says it with like a accent.
Oh,
Flores.
yes.
So she's
Nice.
and her flowers. I want to make her flowers amazing. So let's get started. So
All right, I'm gonna back out.
and
I'm gonna let you ladies
and
work.
Melissa, you're gonna start on the window.
I'm gonna go start on the window.
Okay.
So as soon as I have something exciting to show you, I'll be back.
Okay. So it's just me? Well, then maybe Stephanie should come back.
Maria says this is her first time watching.
Oh,
Well,
Maria, welcome. We go live every Friday at 10:30 for our edition of Flea Market Friday, where we take things that we find. Sometimes we go to the flea market. Sometimes we take our flea market finds and repurpose them. So if you don't know, you can get a dozen mason jars at Walmart. I think for like $8.99.
Yeah, super cheap.
And you can paint glass with DIY paint. So I'm just gonna start.
I got some brushes ready. Where did I put
Did ya?
them? They were here.
These are
Oh, yeah.
my niece sews. She sews clothes for people. She has an Etsy shop and she made her own wedding dress. Her dress is white and then she has this aqua and kind of mermaid tail train.
Yes.
And she's wearing a crown that she got off of Etsy with like turquoise and crystals in it.
I know,
and
I
it's
saw a
very
picture.
boho.
It's so beautiful.
So I wanted to be like totally boho flea market style. So I am just going to, this is liquid sunshine, which is totally like my niece.
Cynthia has always wanted to learn this technique, so
Okay.
I'm super excited to be able to show you.
So you just basically brush it right on. Glass is a really slick surface. So the first coat is gonna look kind of
Transparent,
transparent. The best thing to do is let that coat dry completely and go back and put a second coat if you want it. Some people like to see through. I've painted mason jars before where I put an undercoat on and then I let that dry and I put another color and then I'll wet distress the logo on the front of the mason jar so that the Kerr self-sealing mason logo comes through. So what are they saying, Stephanie?
Let's see. Stacy wants to see some wedding photos.
Oh, I will definitely be posting wedding photos. So she's getting married today, and then her reception is in a park on Sunday. So I'm doing...
Ooh, Pamela's here
All of
from
the-
downtown San Diego.
Pamela,
Come
come
see
see us.
us.
Have you ever been into our shop, Pamela? We're in Solana Beach.
I'm gonna try to multitask.
So there's one. See how quick that was? I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna go back for a second coat. I think because I have yellow on my brush, I'm gonna do fire starter next and have kind of a blended yellow and orange for the next one.
Can I try some blue iris, please?
Yes.
So
Melissa,
Cynthia says she heard we were supposed to dip the jar in the paint.
I guess you could. DIY paint is really thick, so you would have to water it way down. Our paint has 5 times the pigmentation than your average paint, so I wouldn't dip this unless we maybe we mixed it with a sealer and just dipped them right in. But I'm sure there's many methods. Like there's always more than one way to do it. This is just the way that I have done it and like to do it, and
The Latina next door
so you can see the blend.
says she can see your wreath on the window from last year.
Oh yeah, hey, Latina next door. If you guys don't know, she is another YouTuber and she has an amazing channel. I love watching her. So if you are not familiar with Latina Next Door, she's a DIYer, she's adorable, and you should all go subscribe to her. So make sure you click on her name and subscribe to Latina Next Door because she has a really fun channel. Thanks for watching.
Pamela says she's planning to visit the shop and take a live DIY class.
Awesome. Oh yes, our live DIY classes. So there's fire starter with 1 coat. And where'd my yellow one go? Did I lose it already?
Did you put it in there?
No. I swear it was, you guys saw me paint it. Does it just get up and walk away?
That's so weird.
That's the story of my life. Oh, I bet Melissa took it. Did she come in here and steal it?
The Latina next door says, what? Debbie actually watches me? She just fainted.
Oh, your channel is so fun. She's way more professional than I am. When I get on my channel, it's like I feel like such a dork, but she is very
Debbie, where's that?
I don't know. Like that's weird. What did I do with it?
Bizarro.
Did Melissa steal it?
Mark wants to know where. Ooh, we got a super chat.
Oh my goodness,
Suzanne Boishier, I think it is. Boishier?
Oh, thank you, Suzanne.
Jamie
Okay.
Ray's on. She says she loves Latina Next Door.
Jamie Ray, hey! Jamie, of course, is another awesome. She did take my. Melissa, I thought I was like in the Twilight Zone. She just dried it for me so I can put another coat on. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm like, what happened? Jamie Ray is another YouTuber, and we're going to Paris on October 8th, like less than 2 weeks.
I know, I'm super jealous.
Hey Jamie, if you're watching, I got Botox yesterday and some filler right here in my marionette lines. So can you see a difference in my face? It's very subtle. The Botox doesn't take.
The good thing is that I can't really like.
Yeah, I
it's
want
not
it to be
so
natural.
obvious,
And
right?
Botox takes 7 days to actually take effect. But my biggest pet peeve about being in my 50s is that your face looks like you're mad all the time. Like my face has
I do
major
have
art.
permanent little whatever this is here. I forget what it's
Oh,
called.
the 11s.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, they but the thing is about being a YouTuber is you're used to watching, like if you're a YouTuber, typically you watch a lot of YouTube. So I went down the whole rabbit hole of what Botox does and what can go wrong with fillers. And you can go blind if they put the fillers in wrong. And the highest risk
That's
area
scary.
is these folds right here because there's like a major artery that can go up and like clog the artery to your eyes and make you go blind.
And you're
So I'm like, oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, but anyway. We're off topic.
So Royanna has a question. She says, can I use DIY paint for painting a chalkboard? Will chalk markers come off easily? By the way, your paint is the best.
Thank you. Rihanna is her name?
Royanna?
Royanna. Yes, you can. I painted a refrigerator. If you go back to my past videos, I turned my whole refrigerator into a chalkboard. It was a really bad Craigslist rental fridge and it had rust marks all over. It was filthy, but the fridge was really good. So I painted it with black velvet, and I put, what you want to do when you want to make a surface a chalkboard is you put 2 coats on and you use a roller so that it's really smooth. And then after that dries, you take chalk and you rub it over the entire surface, and that's what's called seasoning the chalkboard. And then you wipe off all the excess chalk, and then that's how you can write with chalk, and it makes it easy to erase.
All right, another question from Nancy. She says, what are you going to seal the jars with so that the paint doesn't just peel off?
You can seal them with Big Top, which we've sold out of. Our paint is selling so fast. We have more on order. So today we're going to use liquid patina, which is another great sealer. It's more matte, where Big Top is more of a satin finish. But you can use either one of those, and I suppose you could use wax as well. But for this particular case, we're going to
Mary Catherine says she Ubers part-time, and she was chatting with her passenger who was talking about refinishing furniture. So she referred her to your YouTube, Jamie Ray's YouTube, and Dion.
Oh, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Word of mouth is super powerful. And
Susie Chilberg says
Susie!
she is using up other brands of clay paint, waiting for acceptance to be DIY retail because DIY is the best.
Thank you, Susie. We love that.
Hands down, she says.
Awesome.
Lena Dawkins, she loves DIY paint.
Thank
Let's
you,
see.
Lena.
Do you get headaches with the Botox?
So far I've only had, the first time I had it was in May, and I just had them put a minimal amount in because I was really, really worried about it. And I didn't want to get the Dr. Spock eyebrows. That's another thing that can go wrong.
Really?
Is if they inject it wrong, it's all about your muscles relaxing. It can make your eyebrows raise up, and then you have like this permanent shock
geez.
look on your
Sounds
face.
a little too risky for me.
Yeah. I always thought that, and I'm in my early 50s now, so I've waited this long. Like, you get to the point where you're like, I'm sick of especially when you're on camera. Like, I can see that. You know, the risk outweighs my unhappiness. And we all have different points of view, but I think that
by the way, Autumn, I can't believe you're in your early 50s. She thought you were in your 30s.
Well, thank you. It's good lighting, and the up-high camera angle helps a lot as well.
So let's see. Can you paint your countertops with DIY paint and then seal with Big Top? Will it hold up to wet situations?
I think that would depend on the sealer. Create a Carrera marble finish on their countertops.
Oh yeah, with like the stamp?
With the IOD stamp and with DIY paint.
That's so cool.
But I would think that the sealer would be something that's not DIY, because our products are all very non-toxic, and you would probably need a super strong sealer. So I don't know what that sealer would be, but it would be all about the sealer. So I would try Googling that or going on Pinterest and seeing what people recommend.
Melissa Stooges wants to know what you're making.
We are getting ready for my niece's wedding. She's getting married today, and she's getting married on a budget. So we have a bunch of sunflowers, and Ellie has 12 tables, and I want to put 2 mason jars on each table filled with flowers. And so we're painting mason jars that you can get at Walmart, a dozen for, I don't know, $8.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Very, very inexpensive.
Yeah.
Let's see. Shayna wants to know, can she use DIY paint to decorate her mannequins? Absolutely. Yes, you can.
Oh, you should go get the mannequin.
Okay. But then I'm gonna miss the comments.
Right. We did that with IOD molds and a mannequin. We'll bring it out at some point in this live. Is Melissa hiding? Like,
I know.
where is
She's
she?
drying your jars.
I know, but she should be here.
Speaking of the wreath, is that a DIY? And is there a video on that? Yes.
Oh yeah. Yes, there's a video from last fall. I took a round wood circle. These are actually tabletops that you can buy at Home Depot, really inexpensive. I think they're under $10. And I cut a circle in the middle. Actually, I had Bobby cut the circle. And then I used, this is a wood veneer. It comes on like a roll of tape.
Yeah.
It's made out of wood. And I stamped the whole wreath with the wood grain IOD stamp. And then I bent the bow and also painted and stamped that. It's a video right about this time last year. So I would say October, November. I painted 2 of them.
Okay, we're getting comments that you need to bring the paint to Australia. There's a lot of chalk painters there that really want to use your clay-based paint. And another question,
Okay,
can
so
you, I'll let you answer that one in a minute, but this is a really important one because there's been a few of them. How do you remove DIY wax paint to paint furniture a different color? Or can you paint over wax?
you should never paint over wax. Because wax expands and contracts with the temperature. So if you paint over wax, you're risking the paint peeling up. I have painted over wax many times and not had a problem, but that is the recommended use. And I've never, once I paint something with wax, I will either take the risk and paint over it,
Yeah.
or paint something else. But
Or
I've
use
heard,
like mineral spirits.
yeah, I've
to
heard
clean
you can
it.
use mineral spirits.
Yeah.
In general, I'm a very, if it's too much work, I don't do it. Like, I just avoid, I don't strip furniture, I don't prep furniture. It really has to have a ton of bleed through for me to stop and put shellac on something. Like, if, for me, my solution, if I'm painting something and I see bleed through coming through, I just change my plan to a blended finish with darker colors rather than stop what I'm doing and put a shellac on, because I don't got time for those kind of things. I'm very impatient.
So I have a question, or let's answer the question about Australia.
Oh, okay. So as far as Australia, that is something, that's a question that I get asked like probably every day, a few times a day. Not just Australia is a high demand, so is the UK, so is many other countries, but it's not that we wouldn't love to bring paint to Australia, but we would literally have to find someone in Australia and have them set up a warehouse and distribute it out and go through like thousands of dollars of red tape with the government, and it's just not an easy thing to do. You can't do, like, in our modern world with all the technology, like everything is like basically a 24-hour flight away, but because of all the regulations and all the red tape and the import and the export, we can't just ship it from here. It would cost so much money, it wouldn't be worth it. So we just, we're a small company, and I am very, very cautious about the people that I work with. And so that's a step that we may take in the future, but I just don't feel like that's a reasonable step to take right now with the size of our business.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's see. You did the fat transfer, so why Botox?
Because the fat transfer just makes your face, like they say you lose 25% of your fat as you get older in your face every couple
need another
years.
blue one.
I do. If Dion were here, she'd be like, change your brush, Debbie.
That is blue.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Julie's here.
Yay,
So she can help read comments.
Cool.
So stuff can actually
Paint?
paint.
The fat transfer will help give you an overall more youthful appearance, and it lifts a little bit, but it doesn't get rid of, like, I had like super deep, like if you look at most of my videos, like I've got like the Grand Canyon on my forehead.
So Lena's
So-
from San Diego, and she wants to know when you're at the store because she wants to meet you in real life.
When am I at the store? I'm at the store randomly. Like most of the time I work from home. Like if
I've read all of them. up
if
until now.
there's
Okay,
like
so
any regular
any
time that I'm
questions,
here,
let
it
me
would be
Can you
every
see?
Friday
Because they're
at
small.
10
Okay,
o'clock,
I can barely
10:30, because that's when we go live. But most of the time I work from my house.
All right, I'm gonna get to painting because I got a comment reader. I'm gonna try
Look at
not
that
to get
color. This is blue iris. Isn't that gorgeous?
one of my new
Oh my
favorites.
gosh, I love it so much.
Oh,
Hey,
pretty.
Julie.
Hi.
Say hi to the people in YouTube land, Julie.
To the YouTube people. That's
Hi,
Julie.
YouTubers. DIY darlings. That's what I like to call them. I'm gonna read your questions. So,
Oh, yay. Okay,
bring
what's
it on,
Melissa?
people.
Is Melissa working on that window outside?
I
She
think
drying
so.
bottles.
Okay.
Lena wants to know if mineral spirits would take the paint off also.
I've heard that. I've never ever used mineral spirits because it's so stinky.
I have to
Have you?
clean, like to
Yeah, it won't take off your paint.
No.
It will really, really clean, or not in my experience anyways, it will really, really just clean your
Like
surface
I've
really
had
well.
a piece of furniture that had wax on it, and I wanted to repaint it, so I cleaned it down with mineral spirits to give it send it a fresh surface to paint on.
Oh.
Yeah, it takes up the wax.
Isn't it flammable? Mineral spirit?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely don't put it near a flame.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't light a candle while you're doing that.
Those are pretty. God, the colors.
Aren't they gorgeous?
So we're gonna just repaint over some of these too because
Yeah.
why not?
Why not? Okay. So what else do we have, Julie?
Nothing yet. Fiona says, "Thank you, Deb. I understand now," from Australia. I just
Yeah.
walked in, so I don't know what that means.
That question is hard to answer, Fiona, because literally, like, I just feel like I'm a broken record. Because, I mean, it's great that people want DIY paint in other countries, but I'll answer the question and then, I open my inbox and there's 20 emails asking the same question again. And it's like, I've already said it. This is why.
Well, now you've said it to everybody on
Yeah.
YouTube, so you
Yeah.
don't actually.
Well, no, I've said it to everybody on YouTube a million
Susie
times.
Chilberg is reiterating that Guru Shelley and Andre taught me to use mineral spirits to remove wax for repainting.
Well,
So that's what it's good for.
If Shelly says it, Shelly from Shizzle Design, she knows. She's a very experienced, very talented
go.
painter. So that's good advice. It's coming from Shelly.
Kimberly wants to know which of the black paint colors is behind you.
That is black velvet.
Yeah, Black Velvet is our soft black, and Little Black Dress is our true black.
Black velvet literally to me reminds me of like black velvet. Like
Yeah,
it's just
soft
softer,
black.
and if you touch it, it's like
Mm-hmm.
a
Yeah.
little soft. Yeah.
Hold on. There was a question. I've lost it. JD wants to know, Debbie, what color you're using right now.
I am using Old 57, but there was blue iris on my brush, so it's, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of blended, which I like. So it's kind of
I feel like
those two colors and then forming a third color.
I feel like that sort of adds to the boho
Yeah, totally.
vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, Debbie, ready for this question?
I don't know.
Sit down. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, Sylvia wants to know, as DIY paint continues to sell off the charts, will you promise,
Yeah.
in caps, never to retire and leave us? Are you willing to make that commitment, Debbie?
I'm 53 years old, so at some point I do hope to retire. But not anytime soon. I'm a workaholic. I love working. Nothing makes me happier than my job.
Sounds
So
like we're gonna have you around for a
probably
while.
like at least another 20 more years. Will that be good enough?
Good enough to retire? I missed that one.
She's saying never retire.
Oh, yeah.
I've worked really hard in my life, and I definitely at some point But then I can't imagine, like, if I were retired, like, I know some people really look forward to being retired, but if, like, today someone handed me, like, a whole bunch of money and just said, just go retire, you're fine, I would still do this. Like,
That's because you
I'm
have
like,
a fun job.
I wouldn't know what else to do.
Right.
I'd be like, what am I supposed to do? Because this is what like, on my day off, you know, people
This is what
say
you're doing.
take a day of rest and enjoy
This is what
life.
people do on their day off.
But this is what I do on my day off. I'm like, okay, this is my day off. I'm gonna go to the flea market and paint something. And so, yeah. So I probably won't retire.
All right, I'm gonna switch places with you.
Okay.
Tracy says you don't look 53.
Oh, thank you.
And Abby gave us $10 and said, you guys rock.
Oh my God, thank you,
chat.
Abby.
Thank you, Abby.
Yay, they're fun
What's
here.
happening here?
Hi.
They can't hear us now, probably. Can you
Okay,
hear us?
well, this has a nice coat. I changed my mind. So it has a sea glass base coat on here. And I don't know if you can see very well, but I left all the old chippy paint. I scraped most of it off, but left chippy paint on it. I'm going to put a couple other colors over it and blend some and mix it. Then the chippy paint, I'm gonna take a scraper and I'm gonna use it to scrape all of the edges off of the old paint. So it'll have this cool distressing look.
Okay, Melissa, before you do that though, I want Melissa, like in 5 minutes, can paint the most amazing giant sunflowers I've ever seen, and I want them to see how you do it, like live right now. So if I get out of your way, will you slap a sunflower, or I'll hold the window? Will you? She painted these flowers. If you've ever been to our store, our whole front windows are filled with giant flowers that she painted. And I just want you guys to see, like, the magic that comes out of her fingertips.
Do it.
She's
do it.
talented. And you know who else is talented? Stephanie and Julie. I just found out. I was on your Facebook page, Julie, and I saw she paints pets. I want to like commission a picture of Levi for
I
my
would
dad
love
for
to.
Christmas.
I
So
would love to.
Julie's Facebook page is Bella Vintage, right?
Yes, Bella Vintage SD.
So that stands for San Diego.
San Diego.
Bella Vintage
SD.
Is there
SD
another
San
Bella
Diego.
Vintage?
Go check her out. She has the cutest pet portraits. Even her little Facebook icon is a self-portrait that she did, which
Thank
is
you,
very
Debbie.
cool. So yeah. Okay, Melissa, I don't know if they can see. I'm gonna get out of your way.
I hope I'm not in
What
the
if
way.
you paint it like
You gotta
you
face
paint
this
the
way.
back side, but they'll still be able to see you through the glass?
That would be awesome, except then I would have to do extra layers and it would take a long time because
All right.
I
well
have to
then-
put what goes on
Okay.
last on first.
So if you turn
So-
it a little this way and I hold it from the other side.
Do you want me to hold one side? I can stand over in that corner and hold it. Do you need that?
Here. Want to switch? You hold.
Can you guys
I
see
don't know
this?
what's going on.
Yeah, I think they can see pretty good.
Okay. I also,
Yes.
could I have a little help with grabbing the layered chocolate, black, and the
Queen bee.
queen bee? I'm staring at your sweater thinking you're
Melissa-
gonna get it.
Wait, so layer chocolate, what black do you want?
Little black dress.
So Melissa is using layered chocolate, little black dress, queen bee, liquid sunshine to paint this sunflower. Can you kind of just
So-
describe your process?
Yes, I usually start by making the circle in the middle. It's kind of like the invisible or imaginary circle that I'm going to paint, usually the very last. And I am just making these kind of football or leaf-shaped petals that are going on, and they're just gonna continue all the way around. And I don't really measure them, I just eyeball it and put them on. So it doesn't have to come to a point at the end, like this one. It could be an open-ended petal, and you're not going to really say, oh my gosh, what happened there? Because, you know, in nature, everything isn't perfect.
Do you ever refer to the actual real flowers for a reference point?
Mainly when it comes to the leaves, I'll check them out, but I don't like it to be so perfect. I like it to be kind of whimsical too, so it's like almost imaginary. Sometimes I like to add like a little turquoise highlight here and there in them, just so it's a little bit fun.
I got blue iris on the sunflowers.
Oh, well, perfect.
Look at
Okay.
you. You got that. That's my hardest part when I do flowers and at the very last petal.
The
It's
very
like,
last petal, you're like, where is it gonna
Yeah.
fit?
but
Yeah.
that was perfect. You eyed that nice.
So there's that. Sometimes I'll put an extra petal in back here just to fill it. It just depends. But I want to have a nice background when I go to do the lettering on top. So I want a lot of the yellow color to be the backdrop.
Did you prep the glass in any way?
So all I did was clean it, make sure it was free of dirt or dust. And I'm just gonna remove some tape that's on here because somebody had a plan for this window and had already taped it off when I got it. I usually don't tape because this paint is so amazing. It's like you're wasting, sorry, there's yellow on your sleeve.
People are loving your flowers so far.
So, oh, thank you. You can just like basically lick your finger and wipe this paint off the glass. It's that easy. So I just want to get a little bit more of this tape off because it's interfering with this one petal.
We need to address the age-old question, can you paint over wax? Sharon wants to know.
Oh, the painting over wax. Wax is generally the last thing that goes on it.
If you do want to paint over wax, your best bet is to use mineral spirits to wipe it down and get it really nice and clean. That helps remove the wax residue, and then you can go ahead and
Perfect.
You know what I would like to do for the store someday, Melissa?
What's that?
You know how, like, when you go to different
When you
places?
say you would like to do it, do you mean?
I mean you.
You?
Yeah.
Me? Okay.
So you know when you go to like certain places and they have these big wood painted things and you can stick your head through it and like all of a sudden your face
yes.
is a mermaid. Like wouldn't it be cool to have some big sunflowers where
Oh my
you
gosh.
stick your head through the middle part and you're like a sunflower?
That'd
Yes.
be
Oh
super
my
cute.
gosh. Yeah.
Like just a bunch of flowers and
It
people
would
could
be.
be like
They-
sticking their heads like right here.
Oh my gosh,
Look,
it could
look,
be
look at
right
me,
now. Oh, you're so cute. Yeah, we could do that in a big pumpkin patch with some sunflowers, and all the sunflowers could be faces.
Maybe we could have different ones for every season.
Yeah.
So we could do like a truck with a Christmas tree in the back.
And you know what else?
What?
Totally gonna teach you how to paint.
I know how to paint. I don't know how to paint this kind of stuff.
Well, that's what you want on the boards, right?
Yeah, but that nobody wants to see.
Who wants to see me teach Debbie how to paint sunflowers and
That would be
stuff?
fun. Sherry wants to know how long you have to wait after applying Big Top to do wax over the Big Top.
Well, why
You
would you
don't
want
have
put wax
to
over
put
Big
wax
Top?
over the big top.
Yeah, because Big Top seals it, so you wouldn't really need to put wax over. It's like
if you
those are two different
did,
kinds of sealers. I
maybe
don't know
you
why
want
you
more
would-
of a matte finish. Let's say, if you put
Oh.
big top, if you put big top on for the durability, but you want more of a matte finish.
As soon as it's dry.
Probably about an hour or so, I would say. But typically, you only need to use one of those products.
Help you.
I know, because it's
Should I get
because I
the?
have to dry it.
I
Should I
forgot
go
who
dryer?
said this. It was a while ago, but I've been keeping it in my head. She wants to know how long you guys go on live on Fridays, and she said, don't forget to show the mannequin.
Oh, we go on live for 1 hour, and now that I'm just
Go out and dry it.
taking a break, I can bring the mannequin in.
Yay, there you go. I forgot who said it. I'm sorry.
Okay, so my assistant is going to go and dry the first layer because I don't know if they mentioned it. It's the same thing when you're painting glass that it totally has to be fully dry before you put a second coat on because glass is a slippery surface, and even though this paint will adhere to the glass, the first coat has to be totally dry or it is going to lift it right off. So,
Shelby wants to know if you can buy mineral spirits in California. Yeah, you
Yes.
can go right into a Home Depot
Yeah.
or Ace Hardware, anywhere. Probably
even
buy on
Walmart.
Amazon. Yeah, easy to find.
All right, whoever asked that question, I forget to. I think her name started with an S, but this
Look at that
is
baby.
the mannequin. It was done with IOD molds, and it was painted with DIY's beadboard, and then also
Let's scoot it over just a little dab more.
and then also dark wax. It was used on the top of just to get all
Where's
in
my
all
pin
the
there?
crevices and all of that of the molds. So that is what
You want to turn it around
the
too?
mannequin looks like. Again, the whole body, the whole thing was painted with beadboard from DIY before and after the molds were put on, and then dark wax was applied. That's it. There she is.
How long did it take you to do that? When you were putting the molds and figuring out your design?
So a lot of times here, I'm gonna pull it back so I can. Some like to pre-make all their molds. I think Julie, you do that, right?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
depends.
And what's cool about that is you can make your molds
Yeah.
and then like put them in the freezer and until you're ready to use them, they stay nice and good because when you bring them out, then they defrost a little, if you will, and they're still moldable. I didn't do it that way. I don't know why I didn't do it that way, but I just kind of placed and eyed it as I went, and it took me well, it was over a couple days of probably 3 hours each day. So I guess a total of maybe 6 hours or so.
They're loving your mannequin.
Cool.
Gorgeous,
Thank you.
amazing, fabulous, awesome.
Thanks.
Wow.
Very cool. Yeah, so I know there was someone who wanted to paint their mannequins with DIY. Yes, I say do it. So much fun.
Cynthia, you cannot get DIY paints in Lowe's. You have to go to a DIY retailer.
Right, and you're gonna find your nearest retailer on online at DIYpaint.co. There's a retailer's map that'll show you if you just I believe this is the way it works. If you just punch in your zip code, the different retailers in your area will show up. So hopefully there's one like super near and you can go drive to them and pick up your paint and touch it and feel it and meet the retailers. If not, I know there are a few retailers that do ship. So you'll have to do that research on DIYpaint.co.
Can you talk about, I'm going to smush these two questions together because Fiona wants to know if you used air dry clay or resin, and then Cynthia says, what do you use for the molds, clay, and if so, what kind?
So I used air dry clay, and then I, again, you can make them all ahead of time, put them in the freezer. They're still moldable after they come out of the freezer. But I know Debi has done a dresser where she made pools. She made like mermaid pools for the drawers, and she used resin for that. What else? What was the second part of that question?
What do you use for the molds, clay, and if so, what kind?
So yeah, just an air dry paper clay. Personally, I used the IOD paper clay. They have a really lovely paper clay that I love to use. But yeah, you can find paper clay at any sort of craft store, I believe. And then to attach it to the mannequin, I just used a wood glue.
You can also use hot glue in the molds, which is really cool because it'll come out clean and resilient because it's going to be bendable and you're not going to get any of those cracks. But I like the cracks. I
So
like
yeah,
the texture.
Julie just mentioned the glue gun, so like a hot glue gun, and she would put that into the mold forms, and then her molds come out very pliable.
Yeah.
Also, they're food safe. The IOD molds are food safe, so you can even make chocolate. My favorite.
Yeah. Mannequin. Did you use clear wax before the dark wax? Also, did you use the new dark and decrepit powder?
The Dark and the Decrepit powder, the new one was not out yet when I did that mold when I did that dress form. So, no, I used clear wax and then I used dark wax. I used the clear wax to be able to control the dark wax. In case I went too heavy or whatnot, I could wipe it back a lot easier. So yes, both clear wax and dark wax. If the Dark and Decrepit dust had been out at that time, I most definitely probably would have used that. I love the control that you get with the dust. So yeah.
I
Okay,
forgot
we
who
got a
asked
window.
this. Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I forgot who asked this, but it was, they wanted to know what the mannequin was made out of, if it was plastic.
It is not plastic. It's more of like a what would you
Paper
call that?
mache.
Paper
Paper
mache.
mache.
Yes.
That one was vintage. So,
She's still vintage.
yeah, she's still vintage.
Okay. I don't want to smash those sunflowers. 'Cause they're so
So now she's fully dry,
I just
right?
want to show you guys some of the flowers.
Yeah, she's fully dry, and we have a lot of queen bee that I'm now going to go over the top of it and shadow it a little bit. We're gonna have some of the
So your
liquid
first.
sunshine coming through.
I was gonna say, what was your first color? Liquid sunshine.
I'm going to be working on some flowers. Do we have...
Julie Marie wants to know, how do all you girls decorate? Is everything painted in your homes?
No.
A lot of my stuff is.
Yes, I have
a lot
both.
of color.
I have both painted and unpainted pieces in my home, but yes, I generally love a lot of color.
I do too. I love color. And most of the things in my
So do you,
house
Melissa.
are things I've made videos on, like my, can they hear me? My velvet sofas in my house. I'm working on a chair in the next video for my house. That transfer dresser I did is in my bedroom. I made my headboard. I did some light fixtures that I haven't made a video on yet, but I filmed it. What else? My kitchen island. That's a video. Can you guys think of other things?
I just love that when you have a piece of furniture that you like, but it's just not working any longer, you don't have to get rid of it. You
Yeah.
just got to get some paint and say, you know what? I'm going to just reimagine this piece. And
I don't think there's a single piece of furniture in my house that I bought new. Nothing. Like everything is flea market or garage sale that I've just redone, and I love it that way. My coffee table,
My
$20 from Kobe.
my house is either old vintage or antique furniture or new built furniture from my husband.
Oh, that would be nice.
I have nothing store bought either.
that is so cool. That is so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I love that he
just-
mixes
I
the
just
metal with the wood.
imagine like
It's
a
all your
certain type of
creations,
dining
you know?
table, and I said, "Babe, make me."
Yeah. That's
Hey!
awesome.
Make it. I wish I had someone to just whip me up something.
Well, you do because you have me and I have him.
Yeah, that's true.
And Bobby.
And Bobby. Yeah.
You do. You have Bobby.
And
Yeah.
me.
Sylvia wants to know where she
Hi.
could find that exact mannequin, or was that a lucky find?
That was an old vintage mannequin that Debi found. Where'd you find that, Debi?
Garage sale.
Garage sale. So yeah, go to garage sales. What do you call them? Estate sales,
Marketplace?
flea markets,
Somebody might be.
Antique shows.
antique shows.
Antique markets, like
Cynthia, are
the
you?
one down on Kirk Street.
Yeah, or where are you in California? You go down to the Long Beach Antique.
Oh yeah, I'm going to that on Sunday.
I've never been there, but that's
It's
a place that you could find something.
I love it. Although their prices are usually a little higher,
Yeah.
but still good stuff.
The Antique Mall across from Kobe Swap Meet, if you're local, is my favorite place to shop along with Kobe's. You can go to Kobe's, fill up your car, and then right across the street, go get DIY paint at Melissa's booth, and then walk through this huge vendor mall full of the best vintage. It's not like, you know, when you go to an antique mall usually and it kind of feels like you're in grandma's house and it smells musty and there's there's no vibe going on. There's no like, it's all just old, and they haven't like shown you how you can incorporate old and give it a modern look. This place is a candy store. Like all the vendors, it's colorful, it's staged, it's amazing, and there's all kinds of inspiration in there.
And now it's housing DIY paint.
Yes. Right across the street on Kurt Street. Melissa, how do you like being there?
I love it. The people are amazing. They're really nice and helpful.
Yeah,
and
great customer service.
I see them out helping their customers all the time, and they have a great knowledge of what they actually have in the store, because you can go in and say, oh, I'm looking for this kind of thing. And they're like, well, let me show you this one that I saw. So, yeah, it's not like you're totally on your own there. You can still go in and they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Maria says, this is so cool. I feel like I'm hanging out with friends, especially I have no one here in Florida. Moving back to New Jersey in spring. Need my friends.
Oh, we love
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah, isn't that sweet?
You can hang out with us every Friday at 10:30. Is that when we do it?
10:30. And if you're ever in San Diego, you can stop in and hang out and craft with us here.
So here's the first centerpiece.
Are you gonna put let me show them up close.
It's so
Ask
pretty.
them if they think it needs something, like maybe a ribbon around the edge.
Yeah.
Does it need something? Do you think this needs something, you guys? Should we put
I would
ribbon?
finish it with the ribbon.
I think so too, personally.
Let me.
Just one of your cool wire ribbons that you have. And
We have like, what do you call this
The
stuff?
twine.
Twine.
Where's all the? Oh,
we have twine. Where's your ribbon in the bag?
I also bought.
Up a little bit higher and go back a little bit, like tilt it.
I bought
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
colors. Can they see these?
So gorgeous. A ribbon.
Ooh, a band of
Oh,
paint
yeah.
on the rim. If you did another band of paint on the rim.
Oh yes, I love that idea.
Sherry wants to know how we
I
get a
like the
really
light
smooth
turquoise ribbon.
finish with Big Top. How do you get a smooth finish with Big Top, you guys?
You use a synthetic brush, one of our DIY brushes, and you brush in long sweeping strokes, and you apply a generous amount. So whenever you're putting a top coat on, you want to use it in a shaded area because it dries really fast, and you just go straight with your brush and use a really smooth finish brush like ours. Ours are amazing.
Okay, now that I have the queen bee on the top, which is a little bit darker, you can see how we have little bits of the lighter yellow, the liquid sunshine coming through. I'm just gonna add a little orange into it, like on the highlights.
Yeah.
I am loving this tutorial, Melissa.
Oh, thank you.
Loving.
And I'm not even using a special brush. This is just, can you see, it's a wide brush, probably a 1-inch brush. That's probably had some wear and tear. It's a little stretched out and fan-like.
I'm just painting in your face. So that
Fiona says your flower layers look great, Melissa.
Thank you.
Joanne Boylan
Oh my
says
gosh,
use
that
a
looks
ribbon.
So good.
So this is kind of like just your own idea, your own imagination. You just have to let it go.
So why didn't you go on this one? I know why, but I want them to know.
Because that one seems super wet still. So I don't want to brush over even ever so slightly because it could take a lot of the paint back off. And I want to leave as much paint on as possible now.
Awesome.
Joanne says the jar looks really nice, but it does need a touch of a ribbon maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna try both. Someone suggested just painting the rim. So this is one that I painted with blue iris and liquid
Pretty.
sunshine, and then with the other one, I'm gonna put some ribbon on it and see. How,
I like the idea
and
of
then you
twine.
guys can decide what.
So Julie has 2 old doors, and then she wants to paint them. She wants to know how does she learn how to do that? Does she have to move here? I would say no. Watch this YouTube channel. Go find all the videos that Debi
I have 200 videos.
has created already. There's 200 of them. So yeah, she's got a lot of fun DIY tutorial videos. A lot of them include how to paint with this paint. Also, who else? Who else can we?
7 Jamie Ray.
Jamie Ray Vintage,
Turquoise Iris.
Turquoise Iris. There's so
Melanie
many.
Whitaker from Windmill Vintage Designs.
So Melanie Whitaker.
Yeah.
Go
there's tons.
follow the YouTube tutorials and you'll be painting in no time.
And then you guys paint on my Facebook page every week too.
We do.
Every once in a blue moon. Love. So now I'm going to go on with starting the middle. And I'm going to use layered chocolate for that. And,
Whoa,
did you hear that?
Yuck. What a yucky sound.
That's it. It sounded a little bad. I'm not even going to clean my brush. I'm going to just offload it as much as I can. I'm just going to dip it, and then I'm just going to make the circle.
Okay, I don't know if I'm loving this. I love the ribbon, but maybe twine would be better. What
Or
do you guys
maybe
think?
and we need a more
Like twine.
contrasting ribbon.
Yeah.
It's too close.
You guys think twine
Yep.
instead of this?
I do.
All right.
It's too close in
Yeah.
color.
Stephanie, can you throw the twine at me? We're in a tight space. you
Not
guys.
through the window. Okay, so it's not perfect because flowers aren't exactly perfect. They're just
No.
beautiful.
Try to turn it
Especially
more
this
this way for a
And-
minute.
This
Just for a
sunflower
minute.
right here isn't perfect. I got
There you
the
go.
iris on it.
Ooh, that's lovely.
Isn't
I love
it
the
looking
contrast.
it's looking just like
It
this. It's
Okay,
so good.
so now you can see, I think, how I even have a little dry brushing going on around there. I like to turn my brush sideways. Instead of going in a circle, I just like to dab it. So you know how it has those little pointy things coming out that are going to be the seeds that are formed? I like giving it a little bit of that look.
I love that. Get out. That is so cool.
Tammy wants to know if Melanie has a YouTube videos or a website or a Facebook page. I believe she does.
Melanie has a YouTube channel. It's called Vintage Makeovers with Melanie. And I will try later today. When I say I'm going to link stuff, give me a day because as soon as we end our lives,
The store is open.
Yeah, the store is
Yeah.
open, and I usually can't add any links until I get home at night. So I will tonight link Melanie's YouTube channel, but it's Vintage Makeovers with Melanie, and she's amazing. And then there's Jamie Ray Vintage, and my channel.
The
Debi's
Turquoise
Design-
Iris.
Turquoise Iris. Yeah, there's so many good ones.
Heather says, Debbie, I love seeing you. You really are one of my favorite humans. Thank you for all of your inspiration.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm trying to add this. twine.
Fiona loves the texture that you're creating in the flower. She
Oh,
says.
thank you.
Melissa, do you still have those giant flowers on the roof of your kitchen?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I love those.
Thank you.
Jen says, don't forget Girl Upcycled.
Oh yes, Kelly Weiler, Girl Upcycled. She's another awesome YouTube channel to follow.
Maybe that's our hand.
I doubt it. Maybe it's the porta potty. It's the porta potty guy.
No, shut the back door.
Oh, no. Okay, you guys, look. You like the twine?
I do like the twine. It makes it more simple, boho looking,
Yeah.
with the bright colors on that colorful jar.
Delori says, if I could watch you ladies 24/7, I would, but then she would also get nothing painted.
You can.
Oh,
it
just
can be
grab
like
your stuff and
paint along. Yeah, like grab your stuff and paint with us. Like it's an interactive thing.
Tammy loves the twine.
I do too. I really like the twine. But look, did you guys see what else I bought? I bought this ribbon that has sunflowers all over it. And I think, so she's getting married under this bamboo arch. And I was gonna like glue sunflower heads to the ribbon and have them drip down.
Yes.
So do you guys like, what do you think I should use this ribbon for? Melissa, oh my gosh, look at that come to life. Like, it's going to be hard to give that to her now. I'm going to want to just keep it. She's going to be so happy. Oh, that is so cool. Okay, so talk about how you shade, because I feel like the shading really, like, makes it pop.
Well, my shading, I just tend to take a darker color of, you know, a mixture of things, and I just do a really light paint on it, almost like dry brushing, and just go from the center out
Close the door.
and just drag the paintbrush to the ends of the petals. And now I did get a smaller brush, a liner. Well, it's not really a liner.
Porta
but
potty
you can
day.
tell how much shorter it is, and or narrow. And right now I'm just highlighting really lightly and not perfectly. I don't want it to be perfect because that's going to take all the whimsy out of it. So I'm just going to do a little highlighting around the petals. And then I'll go back to the center.
Oh, it stinks again, you guys.
But they
They
can't
can't smell it.
We can. It's porta potty day. The guy, sorry for the noise. I did buy a microphone for the phone, but since we were inside, I didn't think that we would need it. But now I wasn't expecting the porta potty guy to show up.
Let's see.
I wish there was
She
smell
didn't
of
take
it.
all of this into consideration when she ripped the bathroom out.
Right. We needed the bathroom
We needed more space,
Yeah.
so we got a porta potty.
and use the bathroom as part of the store.
Yes.
So Nadine has a mannequin with fabric on it. Do you think it's possible to put mold like you do with your mannequin?
I think so. I would
I would just glue
Nadine,
it
if
really
you can hear
well.
me, I don't know if you can you guys see me? I'm really close to the camera. Nadine, I would paint over the fabric without watering the paint down, and then you'll get a really stiff, hard fabric to work on, and then I would put the molds on.
Julie Marie says, every party has a pooper. Ba-dum-bum.
That's funny. And that's
You're
true.
funny.
Jen wants to know if she
She could write jokes for us.
can she paint over Big Top?
Yeah, you can paint over any like liquid sealer pretty much. I've painted over Big Top many
Yeah,
times.
just remember the wax is more like a breathing animal, like it's alive, so it's gonna expand and contract
The wax
with
is
the
alive.
weather.
Jenny Lee is catching this live, you guys, from Australia, and it's 4:30 in the morning there.
Jenny,
Oh
what
my
are you
gosh,
doing up
why
at
are you
4:30?
We got a super chat! Woo! Monica R, thank you. Guys, I missed you guys live for a couple of weeks. Late today and happy to be here. Happy Friday. Love you, ladies.
Oh, thank you.
Smell-o-vision for that smell. No, thank you.
Oh my gosh, that's like a Willy Wonka thing, isn't it? Smell-o-vision.
Oh, it's starting to smell it now. Yuck.
Jamie Ray says all the fun things that can happen during a live video.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jamie, I bought a microphone for the phone, but I didn't use it today because I didn't think we would need it. But we'll try it next
Okay,
week.
I'm gonna try to pronounce this name, but Tiganique?
Oh, that's a cool name.
She says this is an especially fun live.
Oh, thank you.
Also, that sunflower is looking amazing. It is
is.
jumping out of the window like 3D.
I know.
thank
It's
you.
so good. Melissa, you are so talented. So if people want to see more of your work, Melissa, how would they find you?
They would find me on Instagram or Facebook under Missy Paints the World, or they would actually come into the store here at DIY headquarters. I'm here Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Stephanie and I have a lot of fun with people coming in and crafting or painting or planting or making
Yeah.
jewelry.
And
But remember, it's DIY, so you are going to be the one doing
us
it.
to do it for you.
this one looks kind of Van Gogh-ish,
I
don't
love
you
it.
guys?
I
Like,
Okay.
how good is that gonna look with sunflowers in it?
You know what? You know what Pamela
what-
said? She
what?
says, "Oh, this is a really good idea." She says, "Make the window a keepsake for guests to sign with wishes on the back."
Oh,
Isn't that such a great idea?
Yes, I love that. She's bringing this old sofa, and we're gonna have a bunch of pillows, and there's gonna be like a photo booth,
Nice.
and we are gonna try and hang that from a tree because it's a big tree in the
Oh,
park.
yeah.
And yeah,
Teganique says I pronounced her name perfectly.
Teganique?
Wow.
That is so cool. What's the origin of that name? I love it. Where are you from, Teganique, and what's your name all about? Tell us.
Sylvia says, heads up, the window looks like it's going to fall off the table.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Better
I
not,
have
I
it
would
like
cry.
this much over there. I already broke one window this morning cleaning it, so yeah, it would be bad news if
I would
we
cry, yeah.
did that again.
Tammy says, please add a link to Melissa and Stephanie's social media platform.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I have
thank you.
3 amazing people that work for me. Stephanie is Valiant Heart Vintage. Melissa is Missy Paints the World, and Julie is Bella Vintage, and they all
Bella Vintage
are
SD.
so talented.
Bella Vintage
SD.
SD. Teganique says it's Danish, and it's a family name.
I love it. It kind of sounds like the word antique and teak.
Yeah.
It's like it's very cool. And unique, Teganique.
I love the rims being a different color. I mean,
I
I'm
do
just,
too.
I really do.
I do too, and I'm still gonna add the twine, but I like whoever suggested that. Was a good
Tegan
idea.
says, Teganique, sorry, says, Tegan and I make things look antique.
Awesome.
Cool.
Susie wants to know if we're using new colors.
We are. This is Blue Iris right here.
Jenny Lee says, I also
thanks.
pronounced her name right too, and that never happens.
Oh my gosh. This is Monet's Garden mixed with Liquid Sunshine. Where's that liquid? Oh, here.
Okay.
This one is
My
Liquid
site is
Sunshine.
Valiant Heart Vintage, you guys. Valiant Heart Vintage on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you.
Firestarter and Blue Iris. Old 57 Mermaid Tail and Firestarter.
Did you show that yellow?
Yeah,
I
I
love
did.
that one.
And this one is just Blue
Blue
Iris.
Iris.
You guys, I am loving our new colors so much. Which one is your favorite? Like I can't even get enough of Liquid Sunshine. Or Firestarter.
Did you know if you spend 30 seconds researching the names of the transatlantic slave ships and their owners, they were all Hebrew and Jewish, contrary to Steven Spielberg's movies? I didn't know that.
Isn't Spielberg Jewish? Shouldn't he know that? Well,
He
you know,
is a
I don't
movie
really-
maker.
I don't really trust a lot of what I see in major media, just saying. Like the earth
You
might be
didn't
flat.
totally believe in E.T.?
Fiona is
That's a true story.
Fiona and Jenny Lee are here
True story.
from Australia, and they want to convince your paint manufacturer to open a factory in Sydney.
Well,
Do it!
Yeah, just a couple $1 million and a whole crew of people.
A few more super chats and we could
Yeah.
probably get that.
Yeah.
Sylvia says, make these Debi lives 3 hours long, effective immediately.
Well, I do
sweet.
think like tomorrow I'm gonna be. I know you guys can't see me. Look how weird I look with just my eye showing. But you can get a close up of my
Your beautiful
Botox.
glasses. Oh, and your new Botox, yes.
Tomorrow I am thinking about going live from my house once I get further into all the decorations for Ellie's reception. So if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll do a quick live from my house with once I've got everything kind of laid out, and you can see, because this is a really small space and I want you to see all the flowers. There's so many. Hey, there's She Paints. Kristen! Oh my gosh. Okay,
Did you
there's
see her comment? Okay, this is I'm loving this right now. She says she has a white that she painted her grandbaby's cradle with half tarnished pearl and half white swan, and she's calling it baby's breath.
I love that. So you guys were asking earlier, what's a good YouTube channel to follow? Kristen Calhoun from She Paints is another one to follow. And did you guys see the painting that Kristen did
Of your sister?
of my sister and my nieces?
Oh,
She
I
also
did. I
painted.
did see that. I just saw
Oh,
that.
we
Okay.
have to show that. It is so
She's
amazing.
awesome. I love Kristen. I love watching
She's
her.
so fun, you guys. She's
Yeah.
so
Her
just
late night videos.
I know.
She can't sleep and she gets
I
on there.
know.
And she
She's
starts
like,
painting
she's
and-
the Robin Williams of the paint world in female form. Julie, could you find that picture of my niece on Facebook? I think, where did she post? She probably put, Kristen, did you post that picture of the painting on your page?
I don't know. I
hope
think it's
so.
on the DIY retailer
Monica R
page.
wants
I
you
haven't seen
to do
it.
a live from your house.
Okay.
And then Sylvia says, your extreme close-up just proved you're only 32.
How old do you think I am? Look at, I kind of like that. That's like a pumpkin.
Ooh.
Like we blended orange and red, and
I
then
love
we added
that.
the cobalt. That's very
Oh, it
fall
is.
looking.
It
to
is
me.
super fall. It reminds me of like, well, doesn't even,
Thank you.
it reminds me of like a football team jersey. I forget which
Yeah,
one it is,
kinda.
but it's
The
really
Colts.
cool. Thank you. I don't know.
The Colts. Denver is also
Maybe it's them.
and the Bears.
Yeah, see, you know more football than I.
So I did a lot of wedding flowers, and like when I first opened the store 21 years ago, I wasn't making enough money here to meet all my expenses, so I would do wedding flowers on the weekends. And Bobby used to help me. But I don't know if you guys know any tips about flowers, but the best thing to do, here's a few tips. When you're cutting the stems, you're supposed to cut them underwater, especially roses, because it prevents the air bubbles.
Pragya, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but she says she's been watching from the beginning of the stream, but can't resist herself from saying that we are great. Love from India.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. whoa.
Julie Marie, Boise State Broncos. Yes, that is correct.
I used to work in a flower shop before I started doing wedding flowers, and another thing that there's this tool that you can buy that strips like the thorns off of roses and all the foliage and the stems, but you want the stems to be naked, especially if you are like putting a bouquet together. You want like a really tight.
Yeah.
So I just like, these don't have any thorns, so with my hands, before I put the arrangements together, I get all the extra foliage off that's going to be in water or be wrapped in ribbon. So that's another tip.
Yeah, that tool
Yeah.
looks kind of like a staple remover.
Yeah.
Pamela wants to know if you can do extra holiday lives streams.
Maybe we are going to go live from Paris.
That's so fun.
Oh, that'll be cool. Are you guys gonna paint in Paris?
No. You know why?
Why?
Because it's a vacation.
Okay. Okay.
Like, I am not bringing paint on the plane. I am not, like, if
Good
you're
for
in,
you.
we're only in Paris for 1 week, so I don't want to be like painting there. I want to be seeing everything. We're going to Versailles, we're going to Monet's Gardens, we're going to the Eiffel Tower, and in a week to get it all in, like, I don't want to be, I would just go antsy
Are
if
you
I
gonna
had
eat
to sit still
escargot?
and paint. I might. I have to
You
find out
should.
if it's keto. Do you think it's keto? Does
Um,
anyone know?
Probably. Why wouldn't it be?
So
Yeah.
Kristen said she's singing you a song for Ellie, and she's
Oh.
sending it to you.
Oh no, she's gonna make me cry. Kristen sings so good. Oh no, Kristen, I'm worried now.
Tegan, you cannot wait for the live in Paris.
I'm excited. Yeah, we are. So we're all filming videos. Zeb and Jamie, me, Dion from the Turquoise Iris, Mara LaFay from Vintage Retail Therapy. We're all going over there and we're having like a video camp. So we won't be painting, but we're gonna be filming all of our adventures. And I am gonna be filming and taking pictures of things from Versailles and come back and make Marie Antoinette inspired videos. Like, I want to do a whole holiday season of if Marie Antoinette were decorating for the holidays, how would she do it? What do you think
Perfect.
of
I
that?
think
The
that's awesome.
inspiration is going to be amazing.
So,
You guys
Melissa,
get
what color? Oh,
Whoa.
what colors have you added in there? I see there's some new colors in there.
I added a white highlight, and I used white Swan
Sweet.
for that.
Oh.
And it was just with this old icky chip brush. You can see how frayed the tips are. So this helped to do like the little wispy highlights in it. And then once the center is dry, I'm gonna do a little highlighting there. And then I think that I'm gonna be done, and we're gonna go on to the lettering.
Awesome.
Looking good.
Thank you.
You guys, we are 15 minutes over.
Oh, All right, so we should probably get to work because I gotta go home and make Ellie's bouquets. I'm making her. She's getting married today, so I'm making all the boutonnieres and her bouquet. And Emma, my other niece, is the maid of honor. So I have to make those and get them to the hotel room by 3:30, and then I have to set up the arch. So I'll grab pictures of those.
Everybody
And then
wants
I'll-
to see pictures.
Yeah. Her bouquet, so her wedding ring is a turquoise stone.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking of wrapping I'm going to do like a really tight wrap of sunflowers and the other flowers. And then I have that aqua ribbon. I'm going to wrap it. And then I have some turquoise stones, and I'm going to try and like glue like something that looks like turquoise jewelry on the
I
stems.
love it. I love it.
So yeah, I'll definitely post pictures of that in the community tab. Melissa, we've got to turn off the camera, but
Okay.
maybe later today when you guys go live on the Facebook page, they can see how you do the lettering.
Okay.
Cool. We'll go
Awesome.
live later from Facebook, so check us out there.
Yeah.
Debbie's Design Diary, and Melissa will be doing the lettering live later today.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for the super chats. We love
Thanks
you
for the
all.
super chat. We
We're
love
having
you.
so much fun that we went
Yeah.
way over time.
Watch us on, I know the time flew by. Watch us on Facebook later today, and check me tomorrow. I'll be back on YouTube with an update on all the reception flowers.
Oh my gosh, how exciting. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
You're amazing. Look at you. Look what you just did.